Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to the English Conversation Academy. I'm Emma, and I am so happy to see you all here for another practice session today.
And I'm Alex. It's great to be back with you, Emma. And hello to everyone watching at home. We are so glad you've joined us to practice your English by listening to a real natural conversation.
That's right. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that everyone deals with, but not everyone finds easy to discuss. We are talking about money management.
Oh, money management? That's a very practical one. It's not just about math, is it? It's really about life and the choices we make every single day.
It really is. But before we get into the heavy stuff, how was your weekend, Alex? Did you do anything fun?
It was actually quite nice. I spent some time at the local library, just browsing through the history section. And I went for a long bike ride on Sunday morning. It was very refreshing. How about you, Emma?
Oh, I had a busy one. I spent most of Saturday cleaning out my garage. I found so many things I forgot I even owned. It actually made me think about our topic today because I realized how much money I've spent on things I don't even use.
Oh, really? That happens to the best of us. You find a box in the corner and think, wow, why did I buy this 5 years ago?
Exactly. I found 3 different yoga mats. I only have one body. I can't believe it. It was a real wake-up call about my spending habits in the past.
That's funny, but it's a great way to start our conversation. Money management often starts with just realizing where our money has gone, doesn't it?
It does. So, let's talk about that. When you were younger, did your parents teach you about money? Or did you have to figure it out on your own?
My parents were quite traditional. They always said, save your pennies for a rainy day. But they didn't really show me how to do it. I mostly learned by making mistakes when I got my first job.
I think that's how most of us learn. I remember my first paycheck. I felt so rich. I went out and bought a very expensive dinner for all my friends. By the end of the week, I didn't even have money for the bus.
Oh my. I did the exact same thing. It's that feeling of new money in your pocket. It feels like it will never run out. But then, poof, it's gone.
It really is a disappearing act. So, how do you manage your money now? Do you have a specific system?
I've become much more organized over the years. I use a simple rule called the 50-30-20 rule. Have you ever heard of that one, Emma?
I have. But for our friends listening, could you explain how it works in a simple way?
Sure. It's pretty easy. 50% of your income goes to needs, like rent and groceries. 30% goes to wants, like hobbies or eating out. And 20% goes straight into savings.
That sounds so balanced. I like that it includes money for wants. Some people try to save every single penny and they become miserable.
Exactly. If you don't allow yourself a little fun, you will eventually give up on the whole plan. It's like a diet. If you only eat salad, you'll eventually eat a whole chocolate cake.
That is a perfect analogy. I try to follow something similar. I have 3 different bank accounts. One for bills, one for savings, and one for my daily spending.
Oh, that's a very smart way to do it. It keeps the money separated so you don't accidentally spend your rent money on a new pair of shoes.
Precisely. When my spending account is empty, I know I have to stop. It's a physical limit that helps me stay disciplined. Do you find it hard to stay disciplined when you see things you want to buy?
Oh, absolutely. Especially with online shopping. It's too easy. You just click a button and the item arrives at your house the next day. It doesn't even feel like spending real money.
I know what you mean. The digital numbers on the screen don't feel as real as paper cash. I've started a new rule for myself. If I want to buy something online, I have to wait 48 hours before I hit the buy button.
Wow, that's a great idea. Does it work?
Most of the time. Yes, usually. After 2 days, I realize I don't actually need the item. The excitement wears off and I just delete it from my cart.
I should try that. My weakness is electronics. I always want the newest gadget or the fastest laptop. I have to tell myself, Alex, your current laptop works perfectly fine. Stay away from the store.
Ha ha ha, we all have our weaknesses. For me, it's books and gardening supplies. I can never have too many plants, or so I tell myself. But then I have to buy the pots, and the soil, and the fertilizer. It adds up so fast.
Gardening is a wonderful hobby, though. At least you get something beautiful and healthy from it. It's an investment in your happiness.
That's how I justify it. But seriously, money management is really about prioritizing what brings us true value. I'd rather have a beautiful garden than a closet full of clothes I never wear.
I agree. It's about being intentional. I think a lot of people struggle because they don't have a goal. They are just working and spending without a plan for the future.
That's a good point. What are you saving for right now, Alex? If you don't mind me asking.
Not at all. I'm actually saving for a down payment on a small apartment. I've been renting for a long time, and I'd love to finally own my own place. It's a big goal, so it requires a lot of discipline.
That is so exciting. Imagine having a place that is truly yours. You can paint the walls any color you want.
Exactly. I want a big wall for my books and a nice kitchen for cooking. Thinking about that apartment makes it much easier to say no to small, unnecessary expenses today.
That's the secret, isn't it? Having a big why. My big why is travel. I want to take my parents on a big trip next year for their anniversary.
Oh, that is so sweet of you, Emma. Your parents must be so proud. Where do you want to take them?
They've always dreamed of visiting Italy. They want to see the art in Florence and eat real pasta in Rome. So, every time I think about buying a fancy coffee, I think that's $5 toward the Italy fund.
That is a very powerful motivator. $5 might not seem like much, but if you do that every day, that's over $1,500 a year.
It really is incredible when you do the math. Small habits lead to big results. Do you think people should talk more openly about money with their friends and family?
I do, but I know it can be uncomfortable. In many cultures, it's considered rude to ask how much someone earns or how much their rent is.
It is. But I think if we don't talk about it, we can't learn from each other. My sister and I started having money coffee dates once a month. We sit down, look at our budget, and give each other advice.
Money coffee dates. I love that. It makes it sound much less scary. It's just a conversation between people who care about each other.
It has helped us so much. We even found a few subscriptions we were both paying for but never used, like a streaming service we forgot to cancel.
Oh, I've done that. You sign up for a free trial, and then 3 months later you realize you've been paying $15 a month for something you never watch.
It's a classic trap. Companies bank on us forgetting. That's why checking your bank statement once a week is so important.
I agree. I do mine every Friday morning. It only takes 10 minutes, but it gives me so much peace of mind to know exactly where I stand.
Peace of mind is the best thing money can buy. Honestly, not having to worry about an unexpected bill is such a relief. Speaking of which, do you have an emergency fund?
I do. I try to keep at least 6 months of living expenses in a separate account. It took me 3 years to build it up, but now that I have it, I sleep much better at night.
6 months. That's impressive. I'm currently at 3 months. But I'm working towards 6. It really helps when life throws a curveball, like a car repair or a medical bill.
Exactly. Life is unpredictable. Money management isn't about being rich. It's about being prepared for whatever happens.
So true. You know, I was reading an article the other day that said many people feel money stress even if they have enough. It's the feeling of not being in control that causes the stress.
I believe that. If you don't have a plan, you always feel like you are on the edge of a cliff. Even if you have a high salary, you can still be stressed if you are spending it all.
I've seen that happen. I have a friend who earns a lot of money, but she has so many loans and credit card debts that she is constantly worried. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep.
That is a very important lesson for our viewers. You can live a very happy life on a modest income if you manage it well, and you can be miserable on a huge income if you manage it poorly.
Absolutely. It's all about lifestyle inflation. As soon as people get a raise, they buy a bigger car or a more expensive house. They never actually get ahead because their expenses grow with their income.
Lifestyle inflation? That's a great term to learn. I've definitely felt that temptation. When I got my last promotion, the first thing I thought was, maybe I should move to a luxury building. But then I realized I'm perfectly happy where I am.
That shows a lot of maturity, Alex. You chose freedom over a status symbol. I think we often buy things just to impress people who aren't even paying attention to us.
Haha, you're right. My neighbors don't care what kind of car I drive. They are too busy worrying about their own lives.
Exactly. So, what about the daily routine? Do you cook at home to save money?
I do. I've actually become quite a good cook. I realized that a meal at a restaurant costs $25, but I can make the same meal at home for $5. And it's usually healthier.
I agree. I love meal prepping on Sundays. I make a big batch of soup or stir fry, and then I have lunch ready for the whole week. It saves me so much time and money.
Meal prepping is a lifesaver. Plus, you don't have to make decisions when you're tired after work. You just heat up your food and relax.
It's those little decisions that drain our energy. When I'm hungry and tired, I'm much more likely to spend $20 on takeout. If the food is already there, I'm safe.
I have a treat fund too. Every time I cook at home instead of going out, I put $5 into a jar. At the end of the month, I use that money to go to the movies or buy a new book.
Oh, I love that. It's like a reward for your good behavior. It makes the discipline feel like a game.
It really does. So, Emma, do you think schools should teach money management? I personally wish I had learned about taxes and interest rates when I was 15.
Oh, 1,000 times. Yes, it's one of the most important life skills. Yet we are expected to just figure it out. Many people fall into debt early because they don't understand how credit cards work.
It's true. They think the minimum payment is all they need to pay. They don't realize the interest will keep growing and growing until it's a mountain of debt.
It's so dangerous. I think we need to teach kids about the power of compound interest. If you start saving a little bit when you are young, it grows into a huge amount over time.
Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. And it's amazing how much a small amount can grow over 30 or 40 years. And
It really is. I started a small retirement account when I was 22. I don't put much in, but because I started early, it's already growing quite nicely.
that's the best way to do it. Time is your best friend when it comes to money. Even if you can only save $10 a week, start now.
That's great advice. Never wait until you make more money to start saving. Start with what you have today.
You know, I also think money management is about our environment. If all your friends are constantly going to expensive places, it's very hard to stay on track.
That is so true. Social pressure can destroy a budget. I've had to learn how to say, I'd love to see you guys, but that restaurant is a bit out of my budget. Can we meet for a walk in the park or a coffee instead?
And how do your friends react when you say that?
Most of them are actually relieved. It turns out they were worried about the cost too, but they didn't want to be the first one to say it.
Wow, I've experienced that too. It's like we are all waiting for someone else to be honest so we can all stop pretending we are millionaires.
Exactly. Honesty is so refreshing. It makes your friendships deeper too, because you are being real with each other.
I agree. So, Let's talk about hobbies. Are there any hobbies you've found that are fun but don't cost much money?
Well, obviously, hiking is a great one. You just need a pair of shoes and a water bottle. And I've also started a book swap with my neighbors. We just trade books instead of buying new ones.
That's a wonderful idea. I've started using the public library again. I forgot how amazing libraries are. You can get books, movies, and even passes to museums for free.
Libraries are a hidden treasure. I go there once a week. It feels like a shopping trip, but it costs $0.
And it's better for the environment, too. We don't need to own everything. Sharing resources is a big part of being smart with money.
Absolutely. So, Alex, what is the biggest mistake you've ever made with money? We've all made them.
Huh. Let me think. Oh, I know. A few years ago, I bought a very expensive gym membership because I thought it would motivate me to go.
Oh, I think I know where this is going. Did you go?
I went exactly 3 times. I spent a year paying nearly $100 a month for a gym I never used. It was a very expensive way to feel guilty every single day.
Oh no, that is a classic mistake. We buy things for the ideal version of ourselves instead of our real selves.
Exactly. Now, I just work out in my living room with free videos online. It's much better and, well, it's free.
I did the same thing with a language learning software once. I bought the lifetime access for a huge price, and then I realized I didn't actually like the teaching style. Now I just use free apps and talk to people.
Well, that's why our viewers are so smart. They are watching this for free on YouTube to practice their English. They are managing their time and their resources well.
You are so right. This is a high value, low cost way to improve your life. I love that.
So, to wrap things up, what would be your top 3 tips for someone who wants to start managing their money better today?
Let's see. Tip number 1, track every single cent you spend for 1 month. You will be shocked where the money goes.
That is a great one. You can't fix what you don't see. My tip would be tip number 2, pay yourself first. Even if it's just 5% of your paycheck, move it to savings as soon as you get paid.
I love that. And tip number 3, before buying something, ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I just bored or stressed? Usually, it's just boredom.
Those are excellent tips. If you follow those 3 things, you will be ahead of 90% of people.
I agree, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress.
Well, but Emma, I've really enjoyed this talk. It made me feel more motivated to stick to my apartment savings goal.
I'm glad to hear that, Alex. It motivated me to stay away from the plant nursery this weekend. Ha 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 ha.
Haha. Well, maybe just one small plant as a reward.
No. Stay disciplined, Emma. I can do it.
You can do it. And to all our viewers, chai. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you found this conversation helpful for your English practice and for your life.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Remember to listen to this video a few times to really get comfortable with the vocabulary and the flow of the sentences.
And let us know what you think. We love hearing from you.
Have a wonderful day and be smart with your money, but also be kind to yourself.
Very well said. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.